Hi, I'm Cree McCree. I'm 69 years old. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. And 4 weeks ago today, I had a total knee replacement on my right knee. And 2 days later, I came home for my mostly at home recovery. And this is my recovery room. My husband and I are both artists and collectors, and so there's a lot to look at on the walls of my ad hoc recovery room, which is basically our bedroom. And I actually do my exercises on the bed. But I have found that if I have lots to look at, especially when you first get home from the hospital, you really are going to need distractions. Now 4 weeks in, I'm starting to get pretty good with a cane, but that took a while. I only started transitioning to a cane really like sometime in the 3rd week, and this is now the 4th week. I'm finally starting to get comfortable. But even so, I still keep the walker in the room because this is what I use. This was my best friend for the first like 2.5 to 3 weeks, and I still use it at night. And you will need to use your walker too if you're just coming out. But I am getting better with the cane. And this is where I do my exercises, right here on the bed. Your body doesn't know that this new knee that you just got is going to make you rock and roll in like 8 weeks to like maybe 4 to 6 months, depending on how long it takes. So your body just knows it's been invaded, and it wants to protect the knee. And so it's going to want to protect it by building scar tissue. That means you've got to keep moving, because in this case, scar tissue is not your friend. What you want to do is get this knee functioning just like it used to. Now it's got some good play. Believe me, when I first came back, it did not. So when you first get back from the hospital and you're still re-entering your new reality, there is going to be a lot of pain associated with these things, and just going to have to kind of go through that, but as gently as possible while still staying right on point. So one of the first things to make it easier for you is to get a soundtrack, I think. And that soundtrack could be whatever you feel would be. It should be something gentle. This is not headbanging music. We want something that's going to ease you into the recovery, and at the same time with it help you push through a little bit more. I picked Twin Peaks because I happened to watch the debut of Twin Peaks the night before my operation in the hospital. My husband brought a laptop up so he wouldn't miss the premiere. And then the next week after I'd started my exercises, we watched the 2nd episode at home, and I'm like, oh my God, Twin Peaks, this is it. So it's just about right. Hi, this is Cree. We're back again in my recovery room, and it is now 3 weeks later, so I am in week 7 of my recovery, and you may have already noticed I'm not even using around the house, I'm not even using a cane anymore, which is awesome. So I have been making progress, and if you notice, I have actually tucked the walker into the corner of the room. It's no longer a major aspect of my life like it was the last time. And where the bedside commode was, there's now this lovely chair, which is where I do the final exercise. So things have changed a bit. So I have been progressing really nicely, and I went from having the wonderful Kevin as my at-home PT to going to outpatient PT, and I was gradually transitioning to the cane and eventually slowly weaning myself. But along the way, and you'll find this too, I'm sure, there are setbacks. Sometimes they're just mini setbacks from one day to the next, like, oh wow, I got my leg up to like 113 degrees, and now it's only, I went down, I backslide. It's like anything else. Sometimes it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back. It happens. But the progress has been slow and steady. Then occasionally you also hit a plateau. And I hit one about, it's actually 11 days ago. I posted this on Facebook. because I've been posting all these usually very positive things, onward. I took my first shower without wrapping my knee in saran wrap. But this one, and I have to put my glasses, I'm in a weird plateau in my recovery. On the one hand, my mobility is progressing nicely. I can walk around the house without a cane, mostly, and even drive short distances. But I still get sharp pains in certain positions, and some of the exercises are still tough. And my energy hasn't begun to bounce back to its usual level. I have very little stamina. I know that I'll get there. It's just a matter of time. But I'll be glad when I'm truly better, instead of just fake better, which is how I feel now. So near and yet so far. And that's how I felt then, and this is what's good about social media sometimes. I got a lot of positive feedback for that and got some good suggestions. But basically, it's just a question of, you hit a plateau, you go through it, and you move forward. And that's what I'm doing now. Okay, so here I am 7 weeks in. I pulled up my pants so you can see how actually beautiful my scar is. My outpatient PT brought people over to show my scar off, so I'm pretty proud of my textbook scar. Anyway, I'm still doing my exercises twice a day, but I've started to add things to them with every week I recover. Before, when we were doing this was just, it was hard. Remember, it was hard. I couldn't even lift my leg up at the beginning. So now, then I did, you're straightening the back of the knee, tightening knees, flexing the foot. That's just basic, right? And you can do this for a couple of weeks. By the time you get to the 3rd week, you might want to start getting some of the rest of the body involved. Do something for your abdominals. So this is what I started doing. I just started press and lift. Very simple. Press and lift. Make sure you get the press good before you lift. And then even, improvise with the music fusion. Have fun with it. Maybe stretch out like this. Don't forget to straighten the knee thoroughly as much as you can when you do this. Don't get so carried away with the dance that you forget what you're supposed to be doing. Strengthening these quads, flexing the foot, and most importantly, straightening the back of the knee, which is what helps you bend the knee. So after I did that, then I got bored with that, and I said, I've got to start doing something to get my strength back. So I added weights. These are 5-pound weights. You could use lighter weights. And I started by just adding the weights while I'm still lying down. So I'm pressing the knee down and doing a little bicep curl with it. This is probably then, to get really ambitious, you can start press and lift. So this way you're getting the knee, the abs, and the arms. So you're getting the whole body into it, and your whole body is participating in the recovery. And I'm not advanced enough to do this one yet really good, but this is where I'm heading. That's where I'm heading. Press, lift, and raise. Press, lift, and raise. Okay, that gives you a good idea. That progression, first adding the abs and adding the weights and stretching in between really helps. Once you have the whole body working, you're working as a unit and you're not just isolating the knee, although that's still your focus. Okay, this ended up being one of my very favorite exercises, but it sure wasn't in the beginning. The idea is you're going to be pulling I'll do it with the good leg. This is what you want to do, but you're not going to be anywhere near that on the surgical leg. At first, this was so hard for me that I had to use a towel, and I could barely get it up like this. But I was like, I used a towel for at least the first maybe 2 weeks. And I got up a little bit further more. And then slowly and surely I started getting better at it. I was able to lose the towel. And I started, and then I really, later on in like week 3 or 4, when I really got into it, I really started improvising, because this is Audrey's dance from Twin Peaks. And Audrey is this like sex kitten. And so, and it's really jazzy music, so I like pull it back and then get a little extra oomph, and then maybe do a little yoga thing. And then I really had fun with this one. I used to wait. I still do these every day. And this, my favorite part is coming up, where it's got the wah wah wahs. Well, I love it. And later on, I got really crazy. Anyway, that's Audrey's dance, and if you ever saw the original Twin Peaks, you remember that Audrey was a pure sex kitten, and that's fun. So have fun with this one when you're well enough to have fun with it. Later on, you can dance around. And now I want to show you another kind of dance, a martial arts dance that's been pretty integral to my recovery since I started doing it about week 5, I'd say. While the studio is still empty, I've been coming down here to do something called the Kangjo Fu dance. It was something I was taught by my first husband, Rolf Kahn, who was a martial arts master. It is a cousin of Tai Chi. It's a Chinese school. And like Tai Chi, it's a moving meditation. There are 96 moves in the entire Kangjo Fu dance. But the basic building blocks for all those moves are the first 10 moves of the dance, which is what I'm doing as a moving meditation as part of my recovery. It's 1 long breath per move, 1 long breath in, 1 long breath out. The breathing is really important, not only in the Kangjo Fu dance, but in all the exercises, even the knee exercises we were doing earlier. It really helps relax you. I do 10 moves on one side, take a short break, and then I repeat the first 10 moves on the other side. Some of them have very poetic names. Branches reach toward the sun. Leaves drift to water bottom. But as poetic and beautiful as some of the names are, these are all actually the building blocks for very lethal combat moves and can be turned into kicks and punches and knees and elbows that can actually be fairly fierce and lethal. And I am very pleased to report that about 5 months after this video was shot, I was back in my cardio kickboxing class doing punches and kicks for real with my new knee.